Are you in love with yourself? This question has been asked many times in many different ways across various self-help or spiritual growth content. And there's a reason why. Falling in love with ourselves seems to be an ultimate goal for so many people, and also something that can be quite difficult to achieve. But what if we told you that there's one thing that might get in your way of falling in love with yourself? And it's all because of your phone. Welcome back to our channel, where we bring you new psychological videos every week. Today, we will be looking into the echo chamber effect. And are you self-gaslighting without even realizing it? If you want to find out, then let's begin. No one. Your phone creates an echo chamber. What is an echo chamber? An echo chamber is a situation where a person is only exposed to information that confirms their already existing beliefs, and this makes these beliefs even stronger. They are stuck in a bubble with only like-minded people and ideas. You can think of it like a box where sound keeps bouncing off the walls and coming back until it becomes louder. In this case, the sound is the information and the walls are the people and ideas surrounding you. So how does the echo chamber relate to your phone? Well, think about it. With just a few clicks, you can find pages upon pages of content that confirm your opinions on pretty much any topic. Let's say you have a certain fear of flying. Just imagine how easy it is to type "flying is dangerous" on YouTube and get hundreds of videos to support that idea. The same goes for other topics like politics. Think about the last time you watched a news channel. How many ads did they show during that time? Ads for similar content that further supports their viewpoint. It's important to know that echo chambers aren't necessarily bad. We are more likely to believe things that we hear more often, and these repeated exposures make those ideas seem truer to us. And when we surround ourselves with people who share the same beliefs, we feel validated. But the problem begins when this validation leads to an overinflated self-match. Number 2, you become overly confident. When you spend all your time with people who agree with everything you say, it can be easy to get carried away. This constant agreement can start to feel like a form of flattery, making you believe that you must be right all the time. You don't have to consider alternative viewpoints because you are always right, or at least that's what it seems. This inflated sense of confidence can be extremely attractive, but it's not always real. In fact, it's possible that you're just really good at convincing others to agree with you. After all, if everyone around you constantly says yes, you might start to believe that your ideas are amazing. However, once you step outside of your echo chamber and encounter someone who doesn't agree with you, you might realize that your confidence was misplaced. You could react poorly to criticism or different opinions. After all, how could anyone disagree with you when you are always right? This is a classic example of self-gaslighting. You are stuck in your own version of reality, and you do unwant to listen to anything that could shatter it. 3, you stop listening to others. When you spend all your time with people who agree with you, it can be easy to stop listening to others. After all, what's the point of listening to someone who's going to disagree with you? Or maybe you are just used to speaking and don't really think about being quiet and listening. Whatever the reason, it's important to remember that listening is an important skill that we should all strive to improve. When you stop listening to others, you stop learning from them. You also stop understanding their point of view, and you stop building empathy. All of these are important things that we need to do in order to maintain healthy relationships. Not listening is basically the opposite of being a good friend or family member. But it gets worse. By not listening to others, you also stop hearing about different ideas and perspectives. This means that your echo chamber will start to become more narrow-minded, and you will start to see things in black and white terms. You won't be able to understand why anyone would think differently than you, and you will start to believe that your way is the only right way. This is called absolutism. Absolutism is a cognitive bias that causes us to believe that our beliefs are absolute and that there is no room for other perspectives. This can be problematic because it makes it difficult to compromise, and it can lead to arguments and conflict. It also prevents us from learning new things and seeing things from different points of view. 4. You lose your ability to see things from another person's point of view. When you are constantly surrounded by people who agree with you, it can be easy to forget that other people have different opinions. You might start to assume that everyone sees things the way you do and that anyone who disagrees with you is wrong. This is called lack of perspective taking. Perspective taking is the ability to understand someone else's point of view. It is an important skill for maintaining healthy relationships because it allows us to communicate effectively with others and resolve conflict. Without the ability to take another person's perspective, it is easy to become self-centered and to assume that everyone else sees things the way we do. This can lead to misunderstandings, arguments, and unhealthy relationships. But there is hope. There are a few things that you can do to improve your ability to see things from another person's point of view. One is to actively listen to others. This means really making an effort to understand their point of view and where they are coming from. It also helps to put yourself in someone else's shoes and try to see things from their perspective. Finally, be open to changing your mind. If someone else's perspective is different from yours, it does not mean that they are wrong and that your opinion is better. It simply means that there is another way of looking at the world. Being open to other points of view makes you a more interesting conversationalist, and it helps you learn new things. 5. You ignore red flags. Red flags are warning signs that something is wrong. They are behaviors or actions that indicate that a person may be harmful or dangerous. For example, if someone is controlling, jealous, or abusive, these are all red flags that they may not be a good partner for you. Sometimes we ignore red flags because we are attracted to the person despite knowing that they are bad for us. We convince ourselves that we can change them or that the negative behaviors are not really that bad. But here's the thing. You're ignoring red flags, you're not doing yourself a favor. You're setting yourself up for a lot of pain and heartache down the road. So why do we ignore red flags? One reason is that we are naturally optimistic. We like to think that the best is yet to come and that things will work out well for us in the end. We convince ourselves that the red flags are not really that important and that we can live with them. Another reason is that we are often in denial about our own needs and wants. We may not be honest with ourselves about what we really need in a relationship or about our own past experiences. This can cause us to settle for less than we deserve or to stay in relationships that are not right for us. You can break through this by taking a step back and honestly evaluating the situation. Ask yourself whether the person you are with is really meeting your needs and whether you can see a future with them. If the answer is no, then it may be time to move on. Don't waste any more time with people who don't value or respect you. And no. 6. You are always right. Everyone wants to be right. It feels good to know that you're smart or clever, or that you have the best idea. But sometimes our desire to be right gets in the way of what is actually correct. It can be hard to admit when you're wrong, but it's important to be able to do it. Being right doesn't matter if it makes you arrogant or self-righteous. And being wrong doesn't matter if it makes you humble. If you think you're always right, then you might be suffering from self-gaslighting. It's when you try to convince yourself that something is true when it isn't. You might do this to protect yourself from feeling vulnerable or to maintain a sense of control. But in the long run, this will only hurt you. Take a step back and ask yourself whether you really are right or whether you were just trying to protect yourself. Being wrong doesn't make you a bad person. Admitting you're wrong shows that you're human. It also shows that you are strong enough to admit your mistakes and that you are willing to learn from them. Did you relate to any of these points? If you did, then you might be engaging in self-gaslighting without even realizing it. Don't worry though, this is a common occurrence and something that happens to the best of us. So the important thing is to be aware of it and to take steps to stop it. If you think your phone is contributing to the echo chamber effect, let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe. As always, thanks for watching.